right brain and left brain creativity. Robert's view. The left hemisphere of the brain, often referred to as the left brain, is commonly linked with logical, linear thinking and is considered dominant in individuals who excel in reading and math. On the other hand, the right hemisphere, or right brain, is believed to be stronger in spatial abilities and is dominant in people skilled in the arts, music, and color. It's important to note that both hemispheres work together, but this oversimplified explanation gives you the general idea. For many years, I have studied the subject of education and how we learn. Do you know that when we are born, we have an undivided brain? It is not until we are 4 or 5 years old that our brains have split into two hemispheres, a right side and a left side. Our current educational system caters to those that are more left brain than right brain dominant. There is no specific inventor of the concept of right brain and left brain dominance, as it is a concept that has evolved over time and has been influenced by various ideas and theories in psychology and neuroscience. The earliest roots of the concept can be traced back to the 19th century, when researchers first began to study the anatomy and functions of the brain. In the 1960s and 1970s, the concept of right brain and left brain dominance gained popularity as a result of new discoveries in the field of neuroscience and advances in brain imaging techniques. However, it's important to note that the concept of right brain and left brain dominance is not supported by current scientific research and is largely considered to be a myth. The majority of cognitive tasks involve both hemispheres working together, and it's not possible to categorize individuals as being purely right-brained or left-brained. Nevertheless, the concept of right brain and left brain dominance continues to be popular in popular culture and is sometimes used to explain differences in personality, learning styles, and creative abilities. A flash of genius. Winston Churchill, known for his political and strategic leadership, was known to have experienced sudden flashes of insight as a child. According to researchers, these flashes of intuition were thought to occur in the right hemisphere of the brain and then travel across the corpus callosum, a structure that connects the two hemispheres, into the left hemisphere. The left hemisphere, associated with speech, would then translate the intuition into words, allowing Churchill to articulate what he had experienced. This theory suggests that the flashes of genius were initiated in the more creatively oriented right brain before being processed and communicated by the language-focused left brain. This unique combination of intuition and articulation may have contributed to Churchill's successful leadership and his ability to make informed decisions. This raises the question of whether the flashes of insight experienced by individuals like Churchill could be a method by which higher powers, such as a divine creator, impart new information to humanity. This idea is reflected in the term brainstorm, which suggests that innovative ideas are generated in the brain through a sudden burst of insight. Despite this potential for creativity and innovation, society has historically placed a greater value on left-brained individuals, considering them to be more intelligent and paying them higher salaries. This can be seen in the higher salaries of professions such as accountants, attorneys, doctors, dentists, and MBAs in corporate America. However, it is important to recognize and appreciate the unique strengths and contributions of both left-brained and right-brained individuals as both hemispheres work together to create a balanced and well-rounded individual. If, as a society, we have tended to assign more financial value to people who are left-brain dominant than those who are right-brain dominant, that trend may be changing. In his book, A Whole New Mind, Daniel Pink writes about the shift in value today away from left-brain people to right-brain people. He states, "The future belongs to a very different kind of person with a very different kind of mind, creators and empathizers, pattern recognizers and meaning makers. These people will now reap society's richest rewards and share its greatest joys." It requires both sides of your brain to be successful. Taking control and being creative requires both financial education and experience. Robert Kiyosaki. Creativity makes you rich. Understanding the functions of the left brain and the right brain is important because creativity has the power to make us very rich. I find it interesting that the investments most people invest in, investments such as savings, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, do not require creativity. In fact, as an ordinary investor, if you try to get creative with these investments, you might wind up in jail. The federal government, through agencies such as the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, becomes the watchdog against any kind of creativity. The SEC watches over the people selling these investments, people such as bankers, stockbrokers, and financial planners to make sure its rules are followed. It is important to understand the functions of the left and right brain because creativity has the potential to bring financial success. However, the investments that many individuals make, such as savings, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, do not typically require creativity. In fact, attempting to be creative with these investments can lead to negative consequences, as the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) closely regulates the financial industry to prevent any illegal activities. As a result, individuals in the financial industry, such as bankers, stockbrokers, and financial planners, must follow strict rules set by the SEC. This emphasis on regulation and compliance can limit the opportunities for creative thinking and risk-taking in the financial industry. However, it is important to maintain these regulations in order to ensure the stability and security of the financial markets for all investors. Investments like savings, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds are well suited to those who are more left-brained and have a tendency towards linear thinking and logical decision-making. On the other hand, right-brained individuals, who are often more spatially oriented and creative, might find that real estate and businesses offer greater opportunities for financial success. In fact, creativity can be a key factor in building wealth. While left-brained and right-brained individuals may have different tendencies and strengths, both can be successful in building wealth. The key is to understand your own tendencies and strengths, and to find opportunities that align with those qualities. Let me give you a few examples of creativity. 1. If we're to save money or invest in bonds, it would be the bank that sets the interest rate. In real estate, there are many times I determine the amount of interest I can collect. 2. When it comes to income, I can increase or decrease my income with real estate or business as I see fit. With stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, other people determine how much income I earn. 3. When it comes to taxes, if I were to sell paper assets, I would have very little control over taxes. With real estate and business, I can control when I pay my taxes, if ever, and how much I pay. The tax laws are written to support reinvestment into one's business or real estate. 4. I can change the use of a property asset. For example, if, look at 10 acres of land as a farmer, I might be willing to pay $1,000 per acre. If, look at the same 10 acres of land as a developer, I can change the zoning, which would make that same piece of land worth $10,000 per acre. 5. I can use my connections and inside information to trade a piece of property or a small business. If I use such inside information to trade a security, it may be illegal. 6. I can take a bad piece of property, add some decorative touches such as paint, and increase the value of the property. And the list goes on and on. How much you make and how you do it is only limited by your creativity when you have control over your business or your real estate. 1. In business, I can hire and fire the management. If a stock or mutual fund has a bad management team, all I would be able to do is sell the stock or fund and look for one with better management. 2. In business, I can change my business model. Right now, we at Rich Dad are building 3 new divisions within our business. We are building a business that caters directly to schools, a regional seminar business, and a franchise system that markets directly to consumers. 3. In business, we can create new brands. In addition to the Rich Dad brand, we are creating 2 new brands. One brand is Rich Woman, championed by Kim, my wife, and the other is Rich Family, launched by Sharon Lechter, my partner. As I said, the list goes on and on. In reality, it requires both sides of your brain to be successful. It takes the combination of the left brain for the words and math skills and the right brain for the creativity to succeed. Taking control and being creative requires financial education and experience. You may notice that Donald Trump is very creative and he has control, both of which contribute to his success. Once you have control, get creative. Donald's view. Flashes. Robert's insights on control and creativity brought back a memory that I feel is noteworthy. As previously mentioned in the book, Robert visited my offices in Trump Tower, and one detail I hadn't highlighted was the way his offices were designed. They embodied a perfect balance of control and creativity, not to be confused with his home office, which boasts a nearby pool and a library filled with books. I'm referring to his business offices located in Scottsdale, Arizona. The design of the Rich Dad offices provides a glimpse into why Robert's books and ventures have been so prosperous. He possesses the ideal combination of control and creativity. The offices in Scottsdale are highly functional, equipped with audio and visual studios, and are compact in size despite the extensive business operations conducted there. Upon seeing them, it was evident to me that Robert and his team had a clear understanding of their objectives. To put it simply, having a clear vision and knowing what you're doing allows you to achieve great things even with limited space. Similarly, visitors to my central office at the Trump Organization are often taken aback by its modest size. Despite this, a lot of work is accomplished here because we prioritize efficiency and avoid distractions like excessive staffing, clutter, and unused space. Our team is clear on their responsibilities and executes them with precision. My name is associated with opulence, but that's only because we understand how to effectively create it. Being creative is difficult when things are too large to control, and it's challenging to maintain control over things that spiral out of hand. Creativity can be seen as a form of self-motivation that helps people find inspiration, use their brains in the most effective way, and generate new ideas and concepts. When you're creative, you have the ability to bring to life things that never existed before and turn them into profitable ventures. Creative people are naturally drawn to challenges, and they take calculated risks that lead to their success. They don't just wait for things to happen, they make them happen. This is why creativity is such an important factor in becoming rich. Creativity is also related to intuition, something I believe in. Some things are just inexplicable, but the creative mind can grasp them and put them into tangible form. When I'm working on a project, I am very focused, but I am also open to new ideas and inspiration that might come along. Sometimes I'm not exactly sure why something isn't right, but I'll know something isn't right. For example, when I was building Trump Tower, I had people telling me that the lobby should have paintings on the walls. I love paintings, but to me that seemed old-fashioned. I wanted something more original. I had a dramatic atrium space and I wanted a waterfall. It's nearly 80 feet tall and cost $2 million to build, but it's fantastic. It suits the space. Innovative thinking can have superb results. When I bought Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, it was a private residence. It had belonged to Marjorie Merriweather Post, and it was more like a Venetian palazzo than anything else. It was a masterpiece. It was also huge, having 118 rooms and set on 20 acres facing the Atlantic Ocean and Lake Worth. I restored it to its original grandeur and realized it would serve a greater public purpose as a club. And now the Mar-a-Lago Club is a thriving addition to the living history of Palm Beach. Those of you who have homes will know how expensive the upkeep of a 118-room home would be, so you can see the financial advantages of turning this into a membership club. But it has remained my second home and I treat it that way, and that's another reason for its huge success. It has to be perfectly maintained and every detail remains important to me. Creativity and control can go hand in hand, and for the best results, that's how it should be. So start listening to both sides of your brain and you'll start seeing some results. Creativity and control can go hand in hand. Donald Trump. Are you creative? Earlier, we talked about problem solving. When you solve a problem, you are being creative. You are creating the solution. Have you ever had a great idea? Of course you have. Have you ever made money from your great idea? If so, congratulations. Keep it up. If not, think of how you can take your great idea and leverage it while you keep control over it. How have you used creativity to solve a problem or challenge? See you in next video.